shit. Welcome back to the Intersect Podcast. You guys are in for a fucking little treat with this one.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Erin, Queen Erin, as you guys would have seen in the previous episode. We've had a lot of feedback and everyone wants to see her back. So we got her back. We spoke a lot more about her postpartum depression, the things that happened after, the things that we couldn't really get into due to the time frame that we had. But yeah, this one is such a fucking wicked episode. And we tried some titty milk.
Yeah, we saved that a little bit at the end there. It's nice. It was worth the wait. It was, it's not what I expected at all.
No,
it was good.
It was different. Very sweet and watery.
Yeah.
Which was nice. But we blindfolded ourselves. We tested heaps of different styles of milk. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to watch that. It's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
So make sure you enjoy the episode. Cheers, guys.
Enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As highly requested from everyone,
on the planet
Miss
ever.
Queen Erin is back for episode 2. And to keep going on with her previous episode, as everyone knows. And I feel like we left it on a cliffhanger.
We
Yeah, there was a
did.
bit of a cliffhanger just because we talk shit.
Yeah, we did talk a lot of shit. But there will be no thus shit talking in this episode.
Look at JP's like, I will do a little bit of shit talking.
None of that.
I honestly, yeah, where did we finish off?
I remember talking about my catheter and then we got sidetracked and we were talking about other things.
It's bad.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah. That was about an hour to almost hour and a half of video that got cut.
Oh, yeah.
I was here for 3 hours.
It was long.
All right.
Yes, dive in, Miss Queen.
So I guess I'll just keep telling the story and then
Hi,
maybe-
everyone, too, by the way. Sorry.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome back to Intersect Podcast.
Say hi, JP.
Introduce yourself.
Why did that scare you so much?
Oh, do you know what? I've been waiting for this. I was waiting
I
for you
want
to
to
be
cry
like,
right now.
I was waiting.
What the fuck was that?
I've been
cunt?
waiting for the movie, you know, where it's like that blonde movie and she's a babe and it's like Chelsea. And she copies it. I was waiting for the opportunity for you to be like, hi, I'm Thomas, and I could be like,
Thomas.
anyways, let's keep going.
Ew.
Have you not heard me do
Can you
that?
intro your whole self like that?
What?
Can you do like the whole intro of you?
Yeah.
Say, hi, my name's Erin. I don't know what else I've
Hi, my name's Erin, and you're here with the Intersect Podcast.
That makes me want to gag so much.
It makes me feel like I'm like trying to. I need to like get it out. I'm like, oh,
Trying to clear
it's not
my
even
throat.
me.
It's actually funny because when I was at Harvey Norman, there was a dude that came in that had a hole in
No,
his chest.
don't.
Right? he had the obviously
It's very-
throat cancer or something, and he had to put the thing
Yeah.
up. So he,
That's what it sounds like.
as a salesman, he's talking, and I can feel me about to dry reach as he's talking.
I know. I had dinner with family friends and there was someone that had one of those. But it's so fucking hard to understand, man.
Oh,
Like,
I can understand him
I couldn't.
not that bad, but I'm like as soon as he starts talking, I'm going.
yeah,
And it's not because I find it gross. It's
uncomfortable.
the noise. No, I like not even
no,
that.
but
It's the
I
noise.
feel the feeling of like
Yeah.
what that would feel like. Like it couldn't be comfortable.
I almost want to tell him to just stop talking and write on a fucking whiteboard or something.
Stephen Hawking spec.
No,
But,
seriously.
yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked again. Fuck, that was so easy. Go. Shit.
Okay. So,
No more tism.
no.
Oh,
Well, should I just tell my story or do you just want to question anything?
Well, so I think we finished off with the catheter, and then someone put something in your thing that wasn't meant to be there, and they found it in a little crevice.
Yes.
I think.
Do you know what's funny? Michaela, Thomas's wife, drew me a diagram of my vagina after that and was like, this is where it would be. And I was like, no, it wasn't there. That's why I wouldn't have found it. Anyways, okay, yeah. So the whole catheter thing happened. because of that, they stretched my bladder out and I nearly lost use of my bladder for like ever and would have had to have a catheter bag for like ever, which was fucking traumatic. Like I take props to people that happens to, or like the poo bags or whatever. People that end up with
colostomy
those.
bag?
Good idea.
Yeah. I take my hat
You
off.
let your tism just overrule you. Okay, we're listening to Queen Erin today.
So then we still didn't know where the infection was going. They were just pumping me full of drugs, right? But the thing that was really fucking traumatic is, and I was getting really mean with these people in the end. Like I just didn't give a fuck. My filter had fully come off and I was just being a cunt. Like they would come in, my surgeon would come in and he was this little old Indian man, which it would make it hard to understand, right? And he would say like all these really big medical jargon that the average person doesn't have any fucking clue what that means. And they'd come in packs of like, I shit you not, like 8 to 11 people, and they would stand around the edge of the bed like in a semicircle. And pretty much they'd come in every day and say the same thing. We're growing the infection in a lab in Perth. Infectious disease is evaluating it. We don't know what's happening. We're just trialing these different drugs. And it was so like, I felt very like they were being very condescending. And so the only way I can explain how I felt was I was like in a white room, kind of like all, like you couldn't see the difference between, this is how mentally I felt, between the walls and the floor. It just like all meshed. And every time those people came in, because I fucking hated them, that sounds harsh, but I did, it's like the room would just suck me deeper into the room because I was trying to like get away from them because I was so traumatized by them. And then I literally just didn't stop crying for like 8 days. My eyes just continually just kept watering because I was so fucked. And I'd say to them like, I don't know what you're saying. And they're like, everything's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, and how fucked it is when someone's just grinning at you like that. And I'm like, stop smiling. Like you get to go home, have your lunch, have your warm shower and all that shit. I've got a fucking catheter and a drip coming out of my gut that's like filling with infectious guzzi in a bag that I have to walk around the hospital with.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, so that was all of that. And then one day I remember they came down and they're like, you need to get out of the room. You need to go for a walk. And I was fucking embarrassed. Like I looked like shit. I had a catheter coming out of my gynae and I had a drain coming out of like my sternum. So for me to wear clothes, it was hard because I had all these cords coming out of me. And the drain was stitched into my stomach. So I was fucking paranoid of it like dropping and falling and ripping out of me. So I remember Mum and Jord, my best friend, they were like, okay, cool, we'll go for a walk down to the garden. And I was like, so I'm walking holding like this catheter strapped to my leg and I'm holding this bag full of like literally like yellow blood. Like, you know, exactly. You know, if I walk someone, like this is going to sound judgy, but if I walk past someone in the hospital, I would be like, ew. You know, like go back into your room. Why are you
Judge
walking
the fuck
around?
out of them.
Well, it's just gross.
Fuck off, cunt. You stink.
Poo. So I'm walking down fucking embarrassed with like compression socks and looking like shit. And so we're sitting down. It was all right. It was pretty good, you know, better for my mental health. So the next day we decide to go down again. And this is the state of my mental health, right? So we're sitting down there just chatting shit pretty much. And then there's this bird in a tree, like a little willy wagtail had made a home in the tree. And there's a bird flying around, like a magpie or whatever. And it flew in and stole the willy wagtail's babies and like fucked off. And this willy wagtail was like flying around distressed.
Yeah.
So I went back. I was like, I'm never leaving the room again. Like I was so fucked after that. It was like my 10th reason. Anyways, they gave me this. They ended up kind of figuring out what it was. And they're like, we need to give you this drug. It's really, really strong. It's called, I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, they barely use it in Geraldton. Like it's like rocket. The nurse said to me, it's like rocket fuel. It's going to go in, kill the shit. So I was like, okay, just give it to me at this point. So she doses me up and I'm sitting there talking to my mum and all of a sudden my head started getting itchy and I didn't really think anything of it. I was kind of just sitting here being like, head's a bit itchy. Next minute, like my chest and my hands and it was like fire ants were on me. And I was like, I'm like a bit itchy. And so they kind of alerted the nurse and it was a reaction.
You say you were allergic to?
Well, not necessarily allergic, but just because it's so fucking strong. Like it's going to pretty much just arc your system up.
Yeah.
And so they're like, that's okay. Like, you know, like they kept an eye on me in case like my throat closed or whatever. But they were like, it's all good. We've done it. Da, 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 da. So that fucking scared me because I was like, that I would hate to feel my throat close over. Anyways, 2 days later, these medical team come back in again. We're gonna have to do the drug again. And I was like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. I'm really scared. And they're like, well, we kind of have to. So that rock in a hard place. So then my favourite midwife, Sam, comes in, who's like God's gift to earth. She comes in and she's like, I'll stand with you. I will not leave your side. And if your throat does start to close up, like, I'll help you. And I know that she was trying to be so helpful in that moment, but in my head I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine feeling your throat close over? How horrible that would be. Like, so I was just so fucked mentally, like, at this point. Anyway, so she ended up going and getting this drug and she watered it right down and she gave it to me over 2 hours instead of an hour, and it was fine. It was fine. She sat with me, we just talked, A couple of days went by, I'm getting jabs twice a day for blood clots. I'm getting all these tests and shit. Still got the catheter in, and they said my drain bag had to get down to a certain point where it wasn't draining too much so they could take it out and I could leave. And then they wanted to put one of those stints in where they put a tube into your heart and then the drugs are put straight into your heart.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so they were like, if you can leave, but we've got to put one of these in. And I was like, and so that could have been in for 3 months. Like,
I would
they were
rather not
yeah.
have that.
So they would come out to my house every day and inject my medication into it to keep the infection down. I was like, what the fuck? Like, my baby's probably 15 days old at this time. And it's just the shit. Like, I'm meant to be at home chilling with a sore cut from a C-section. You know, I'm not meant to be having the fucking tube put in my heart. Anyways, that didn't end up happening, thank Christ. And they come back 2 days later. It was nighttime, or late afternoon, and so Jessie was going to come up again because I think did I get to the point where I said, because I didn't want Jessie to come up with Teddy because there's sick people and I just wanted her to stay away from the hospital. And then they convinced me to for them to come up. This was day 5. So they came up. It was lovely, And then the next day, he was going to bring her up again. And so he's literally in the elevator ready to walk down the hall to come into my room. And one of these medical team surgeon guys runs in and he sits down and he goes, don't bring the baby here. We think you're contagious. And I fucking lost it because I was like, well, she was here yesterday, you fucking idiot.
With what?
Like, my infection was contagious.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I said to, because Jord was with me.
Damn, you were patient 0 fucking COVID and Jordan. No.
Well, also, I was like, all these people have been coming in and out of my room and going to other patients, like the other newborns, like, you know.
Yeah, you would be shitting your pants.
Mate, I went off. I lost my shit. Like, I didn't care. My like radar of like being a polite person had just fully shit the tin, and I was like, I fucking hate all of you.
Which is so sad because your personality is so light and bubbly.
I really tried.
I haven't seen that.
Fucking cunt.
Shut your mouth. Look, I swear like a trucker, but I really tried to, like, I'll put myself out to make somebody else happy. And it was at that point where I said to Mum, I said, I need to go to Perth. Get me to Perth. Because these guys don't know what they're doing.
They're fucking,
Yeah. Like, it's one thing the next day, that day it's changing, different drugs. Like, now I'm contagious. Like, anyway, so Jessie and Teddy didn't come up. And I said to the guy, if you make her sick, like, you have no idea what's going to come for you. If she am contagious and you pressured me to bring her up here and now she's got this. Can you imagine, like, how it was fucking me up that much? Imagine a fucking 4-day-old baby with it. Well, not 4. She was like 2 weeks old, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's so much went on in that time that it's such a blur, but...
Yeah, you don't have to go into, like, like specific detail.
Yeah, nah, I'll finish
Just like more so for your sanity because you don't want to relive it and go through all that shit.
I can't, to be honest. I need to sit down and like go, like, it's a lot. But long story short, all of that happened. A few days later, he came in the morning. The doctors came in the morning. They're like, it's still not draining enough. So I was just thinking that I was going to be there for I don't even know how long.
Yeah.
And then they randomly came in that night and they're like, look, we're going to give you a whole heap of oral medication because everything. Well, I had a few oral, but most of it was like through my veins at that point. He's like, we'll give you a few 2 weeks worth of medication and you can go home. And then they had to pull that fucking drain out and I shit myself. I was so scared. Have you guys ever had a drain? It's scary.
A catheter.
No, the drain.
The one that got...
yeah.
No, I've never had... Touch wood. I've never had surgery.
No, that's
neither.
good. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't I'd had my C-section and teeth out, but I'd never had like that.
So it was like a nice little like C-section calm and then
Little
near on
introductory.
death.
Yeah. Anyway, so they come in there, we're going to have to pull it out. And so there's 2 meters of tube in your abdomen. It's not like it's just a little bit. So they put it in here and it was all coiled up and it was sucking the infection out of down here. So she goes, big breath. And I'm like, no. And I stopped
No.
her. I was like, no, stop. And because Sam was with me and the other lady was doing it. And the other lady was getting pretty pissed off with me. But I was like, I'm scared,
Yeah.
bro. Like, anyways, it was, did it and it was whoosh, and it was out. It didn't hurt, but
It's like almost ripping the Band-Aid off.
literally, it was just a yucky feeling.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was all done. Went home. My friend dropped me home. This was like 9:00 at night. I remember just sitting at home, still had the catheter, and I was like, what the fuck has just happened?
Yeah, you'd be in because everything would have went so quick.
It did.
You would have got home and gone, huh?
Literally. And 'cause Teddy was asleep, Jesse and I were just sitting there, and I think we were both in disbelief that I was home.
Yeah.
Um,
So did you end up passing, like, was the drain clear enough for you to go home? Is that why
yeah,
they
so I was
sent you?
still collecting a lot of fluid, but the colour of the
Yeah.
fluid had changed enough.
Yeah. So they were like, here's some fucking oral.
Yeah, medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just had to take medication for like 2 weeks. I was so out of it. Like,
Yeah.
Teddy was formula fed for 2 weeks because I didn't want her having any of the.
She would have hated that too.
Well, no, she was okay with it
She's
then.
like, there's
'cause she
no
was-
steak, no titties, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just canned
What's
shit.
life?
I got canned shit.
Well, it was lucky because I was so cracked out. Like, I would go to bed and I'd take the medication and be like
Would that would have transferred through to Teddy?
Well, they reckon it was safe, but I was like,
yeah.
it's not worth the risk.
You would almost not trust anything that they
I
said after
trusted
that.
nothing. I absolutely trust. And I said that to them. I said, I don't trust anything you say. We ended up, actually, people need to pay attention to this. There's this thing.
Lock in.
This is important for people, like, and you guys, especially you, or anyone that's not getting fucking adequate care. Remember that little Indian girl that died a few years ago in Perth called Ashwani?
He doesn't know what Blue's Clues is, so I don't think he would have known that. Sorry. I'm
This
sorry.
was last night's conversation.
Yeah.
This is a whole.
Yeah. I
Whole
don't.
That's
story.
a whole nother issue in itself.
I don't think so. Ashwani.
Yeah, so I can't remember what was wrong with her. I'm not going to quote into it. But basically, her parents took her up to the hospital, said something was wrong with her. The hospital kind of brushed her off and was like, no, she's all right. And then she died like 3 days later. And so they've started this whole thing in her name. And so it's called Ashwani's Call Care. I've used Call Care twice. I used it once after Grady had Ivy because it wasn't cutting the mustard.
Yeah.
And then Mum used it for me. So basically, if all you need to say to someone is a nurse, a doctor, anyone at the hospital, you need to say, I want to action Call Care. And pretty much what happens is they get a fucking fire lit under their ass. So every big coordinator in the hospital is notified that you've actioned it.
No shit.
Yep. The coordinators of WA hospitals, it's actioned. Like, it just goes off. So Mum actioned that.
Yeah.
And as soon as that was actioned, I was out of hospital like 2-3 days later because they're fucking under a microscope. Like,
True.
Yeah.
I
So-
did not know that.
yeah. So I actioned it after Grady had Ivy because she got a little infection in her C-section.
Yeah.
And this nurse was fucking around. And I was messaging my friend who's a nurse and she said, tell them you want to action Call Care. And I hadn't heard about it. And she, like, their face just drops.
True.
Yeah. Like, obviously don't just do it willy-nilly
yeah.
because it's a really...
Yeah. Don't use it fucking
Yeah, don't
out
be
of
a
spite.
dickhead about it.
Yeah.
But if you're in there's a serious situation and you feel like you're not being listened to,
Yeah.
it fucking works.
Which happens all the time. Like, you hear so many stories, and that's obviously one of them.
Yeah, and so many kids dying. Oh, they said my kid just had a cold.
Yeah.
And then the kid's dead like 3 days later.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so that's what.
That's fucked. That
Yeah.
shit would piss me the fuck off too. Because I feel like as a parent, not that you have fucking superpowers or anything, but you know that there's something more than a flu going on, right?
Yeah.
You know the basic symptoms of a
Yeah.
flu, and you're like, all right, cool. But
Yeah.
if there's something a little bit extra or something a little bit drizzled in there,
Yeah.
you're like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but something's wrong. I need to take you to the
You
hospital.
know your kid better than anybody
Yeah.
else. And it fucks me off. And I think it's because of like the trauma of what I went through. When people are like, just go home and take some Panadol.
Yeah.
That fucking smile, I'm
Yeah.
like, how about you
It's
just
the
listen
fakest,
to me?
yeah, the fakest fucking poker face.
It's fucking triggering. Like,
Yeah.
how about you sit the fuck down, listen to what I'm saying. I know you're flat out and I can appreciate that, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop doing this stupid smile and we'd get to the bottom of
Yeah.
it, you know? Like,
I bet you get karate chopped in the fucking throat,
yeah,
you
I will
dog.
punch you in the throat. Step back. No. So then I was home and I had to go back and forth to the hospital, and 2 weeks later I went to the hospital, did a urine test, and I failed and then I passed, so I got the catheter out. But yeah, now it's a whole thing of like, I actually went to my specialist last week, which I booked this appointment 8 months ago, because when I had my checkup with the doctor who took my appendix out, he said to me, you need to avoid, so this is an ongoing thing for the rest of my life now, like I'm going to have issues forever, and this is what pisses me off. He's like, you need to avoid stomach surgery for the rest of your life because you have a lot of scarring on the inside of your abdomen, which can cause problems. Like it can cut off your bowel, and then I'd need a poo bag and like shit. You know what I mean? Like shit.
You're a poo
What is
bag.
it called?
Colostomy bag.
A colostomy bag. Sorry.
Have you seen people change those things out?
Yeah. I don't understand how it's like raw skin.
Is it not your intestine?
It is, but like, how's it exposed and how do you not get infection? Like, I
That's why they
understand.
gotta like clean it.
I know, but still, fuck, I feel like it's so risky. Like, it's an open.
Yeah.
It would be like, surely it.
That's where your poo comes out of, hey?
Yeah.
That's so yuck.
Well, it goes straight into the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fast too.
People
Or?
be
That's
like-
a child.
do you know what's funny though? Like, I
He's
never,
like poo-poo.
That's 10 years older. What do you expect?
I never thought about this shit. Like, I was like, oh yeah, feel sorry for that guy. He's got a
Yeah.
colostomy bag. But I'm like, how? Like, now that I had a mild experience of what it feels like to have something like that, it would be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it's the same with the throat thing.
Anything
Like,
like
yeah.
that makes you not operate normally.
Be a normal person.
Even
yeah.
even a hearing aid like could be quite traumatic to like just it's because you're different. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But not being able to poo or like me having to wear.
Fuck's sake.
Like I tell you,
I'm trying to keep a straight face and all I hear is
I know, and I just see his big pearly white smiling at me.
Yeah. Gotta have a laugh, all right?
You do, and that's one thing. Like I'm.
over poo.
Over anything.
Beep, beep, beep,
Like,
beep.
you know,
We should have put that on
it's
the
very,
board.
it's very not so lighthearted. I'm just sitting here like,
But you do have to
Yeah.
like, and I think I use humor a lot to deal with what, which is kind of bad because I do think sometimes I'm like reflecting a bit too much, and I'm like, you actually need to like,
Yeah.
you know,
Wait until I feel like you would thoroughly enjoy Monday's episode.
okay.
That's coming out. Very, very informative. Very informative.
well, I probably need
me
it.
and JP are just sitting here like, we're not capable
We had
of
a
being
little-
in your presence, sir.
we had our little notebooks out and we were just making mental notes like, oh my God.
So much good stuff to be heard. Yes.
Basically, I went to my specialist.
Oh, that's right, because it was
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, I went to her. She needed to see the other specialist results, but basically, I could have like long-term. Well, I do have long-term effects for this, but I kind of said to her, not that I want more kids, but like, if I ever change my mind, I said to her, like, you know, what does that entail? And because if it's now affected my personal choice, like of having more children and stuff, I'm going to sue the living shit out of those fuckers.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
So have they informed you whether it is a good idea to or to not have more kids?
No, I will find out next. So she needed to get more results from the other doctor
Yep.
because she couldn't look them up on the system. So I'll know at the end of... But even he said to me, you need to avoid stomach surgery for the rest of your life. So if I get gallstones and I have to have them out, that could be really, really dangerous for me.
Yep.
And gallstones is something that you can't just avoid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Go on.
I mean, drink water.
I drink so much water.
Yeah,
but you
that's
know what I
good.
mean? If that shit's going to happen, it's going to fucking happen.
But don't gallstones become relevant when you don't drink as much water and you drink like soft drinks and cokes, not cokes and
I think
coffees?
it's, I
and
think
White
it's also
Monsters.
just luck of the draw as well.
Shut up, bitch. I'll happily get gallstone fucking surgery.
What did you say?
Feed his little addiction.
White monsters.
I love White Monster.
Yeah,
they're the only one that I
yeah.
used to drink when I was prepping.
I tried a Celsius yesterday. Okay,
Then.
into do you want to go over a little bit more of your side effects and your?
Nah, I'm pretty much could
So
be fucked up for
I
the
don't,
rest
I,
of my
don't,
life.
I don't think that's a very important thing that you
No,
want to go
I
over.
think the important thing is like how people seek mental health, and I also think like
And your experience with postpartum after.
yeah,
Which
So
is a
my
really big one.
postpartum was nothing what I thought it was going to be. I tried to prepare myself for being pregnant, before I was pregnant, after I was pregnant, being out of my hands and having no control. But that really fucking threw me through a loop. But I think what I say to mothers now is like, just release all control. Like, you literally just have to submit. Like, you know how people say, you're in this season of life. It is just a season. It's going to be hard. You don't know whether it's going to be positive, negative. I feel like, and I sound like such a Debbie Downer, but I feel like when I talk to mums, there's some negative somewhere, whether it's trying to conceive, being pregnant, post.
Like everyone will dig or bring up more negatives than positives.
Yeah, and you're going to have a negative point at some point. Like, you know when you watch movies and it's like, oh, we fell pregnant in one try and the natural birth and the baby came out in 2 pushes and then I'm at coffee in my size 8 dress and everything's sweet. That's a load of shit.
But then they will also bring up the water was fucking freezing and fucking like there'll be some like you could have the perfect birth.
Yeah,
but from someone going through it, you will still find a negative.
Yeah.
And probably bring that up more than everything else.
Yeah. And I feel like people, like, I never realized how much of an effect hormones had on your mental health and like all of that. So I feel like you just need to give yourself some grace. Like, I got postpartum depression, obviously, and I got postpartum rage. I wouldn't say I got postpartum anxiety, but my anxiety went up because of my depression and stuff.
Yep.
Like, I remember we have a double shower at home.
Must be nice.
Gangster.
Honestly, it's so good. Like, Jesse and I.
Rub it in a little bit more.
But we get a lot of our problems solved in the shower because you both stand there, you're under your water, and you
I
have
would too.
discussions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember we were in the shower once. Shut the fuck up. Stay on track. We were on.
See, this is why I can't. I gotta. All right.
You need to like put a. You have naughty jar.
I need to put a
Just
little
there.
bell and go ding 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 ding.
Yeah, I need a moment.
Hold on, let me get my second seat.
I was in the shower. We were in the shower one night. It was one of Teddy's first showers. So like Jesse's standing there holding Teddy, and I'm in the shower, and I just had a full mental breakdown. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was just losing it. And because I just remember thinking, I feel like there were so many things going through my brain. It was like, this is not what I wanted. Like, this is not how I wanted to start it off. I was thinking, how the fuck am I going to look after this kid because I'm so tapped? Like, you know, and I'm still standing there with a fucking piss bag strapped to my leg.
Fucking Teddy's a little kid. She's like, Mum, what's that?
Oh, and it was
Why you got that?
I didn't even want visitors to come over because I was embarrassed, but I will tell you it was actually so good because I would just walk when it was full, put my foot up on the toilet and empty that shit. That's the closest I've ever been to having a doodle.
It's fun, hey.
It was good, and you know it was
I mean,
really good.
we didn't put the foot up, but
Yeah.
Well, that's how I had to empty my cock. It was strapped to my ankle.
that's how I ended it. My fucking cock is dragging on the floor. I had to lift my leg
I
up.
was hung.
Fuck, he's hung.
But one time I did get nap trapped. Like, Teddy was on me and I was nap trapped, and obviously I never felt the need to wee because I had a pee bag on me, and I said to Jesse, just empty my bag and I'm good to sit here. So I sat there for like 3 hours with her on me, and he just emptied my piss bag.
That's more alpha on your part than
It's a flex.
Get up and fucking change my piss bag, you bitch.
Just emptied it into a bottle. Had a little tap on the end of it. JP's like, trauma. Second-hand trauma.
That's fucking hilarious.
So, you know, you look back and you laugh about some things, but then I started seeing this lady in town called Bridget. She's a midwife / psychologist, and I was going over shit with her. But it was good and it was bad. Like, I went and we were talking about stuff, and then she's like, so what happened in your childhood? And I didn't really understand the whole, like, I was like, I'm here for, like, what happened in the hospital.
Yeah.
So then she started going into all of this shit about my childhood, and she was like, 17 was a really tough year for you, wasn't it? And I was like...
That throw hands.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so she was great, but at the same time, I feel like she probably brought up a bit of shit that I just didn't need to
I
deal
feel
with.
like, not that I've ever looked into it, and nor is this facts, but I feel like they would have to do that to find where it started.
That's exactly what she was doing. So she was like, the way you're reacting to this is because the way you were raised and because so she was I understand it.
Yeah.
But I was very much like, can you just fix it? I just need this fixing.
Yeah, they bring up all the past shit that you've managed to keep down for so many years.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, let's what's this? Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty fucked up. And you're like, fuck.
Literally. And she was like, this is why you react because this happened when you were 6.5. So that's why you react to this. And I'm like, fuck me. Yeah. Just fix the hospital stuff.
Yeah. I just
Bridget. Oh, but yeah. So then I stopped seeing her because it just got too. And this is the thing, right? It got too hard with Teddy's naps. I couldn't book in, and then I was having to cancel. Jessie works full time, so then I was fucking her around. Started getting heaps of cancellation fees.
Yeah.
So I stopped going, which wasn't the best. But I had a phone call last week from a different company, and it's all on the phone, and that lady sounded fucking amazing. So like even Teddy's 15 months old and I'm still getting like shit sorted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With your mental health or with your body? Your body's
Both.
fine?
No, well, my body's still fucked up, but that's I need to wait for my specialist appointments and stuff. But yeah, both is still, and like even like things down to my weight, like I've been gymming again, but like my C-section aches. So like, and I get really bad pains where my appendix was taken out. And the doctors have said that's because there'll be heaps of, they call them polyps. It's scar tissue.
Yep.
But it grows like big weird polyps, I guess.
Yeah.
So like it aches in there. Is something timing out?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so
Right.
just a bit affected still, I guess.
Yeah. So how is your mental health now?
I guess.
Yeah.
Like good
Is
and
it
bad.
is it more good or like more on the positive side, or is it more like Teddy will start trying to throw hands and you're like
I duck. I'm like, "Oh." No, I feel like I try and have a positive outlook on the things that have happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, all this bad shit happened, but she's a rock star and she's cruising, and none of it happened to her.
Yeah.
If it had have affected her, I would have fucking I would have mowed those motherfuckers. Like, and I said that to them, hey, like, and I feel so bad now because I'm like, all they were trying to do is their job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you affect my kid, bitch, like,
you're dead.
yeah, like
You're a
you will be
fucking
leaving
goner.
here in a coffin. Like, and I was fucking serious. Well, yeah, basically, I love how I got to talk to so many mums about their births and the fucked up births that they had. And I feel like it was good bonding experience because I don't meet down the foreshore. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. My name's Erin. I nearly fucking died and I lost an organ. What happened to you?
Yeah.
You're
Had
like,
breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh my God, your baby's cute. And everything is so fucking focused on the baby.
Yeah.
You know?
No one really gives a
Focuses-
fuck about you.
No, and no one even, and then I think no one focuses on the dad as well because the dad, like Jessie also went through some shit with me, like thinking I was going to die and all of the crap. So like that's good, like that opens
But
that
I
window.
can almost guarantee that Jesse would have put on a face.
He still does.
Yeah. To necessarily not have you worry, but also not have other people around you worry about him because he's
He kept, like, I kept saying to Mum, go over there and check on him, right? Because
Yeah.
he's got a baby and, like, trying to, and Mum was like, I would go over there and he would say he's fine. And so it was this awkward thing where I'm like, Mum, go over there and, like, offer your help. And she's like, I feel like I'm, like, stepping over a boundary. Whereas Jesse's like, it was a whole thing. He did let George stay one night.
Yeah.
And she woke up every feed with Teddy and fed her. And I'm amazed that she let her do that.
Yeah. It was near on the same when Michaela had her thing out.
Yes.
Pia was 3 days old or 4 days old when Michaela had to go back to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I had the best time. I thought it was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Not the waking up in the middle of the night part.
Yeah.
That was dog shit.
Well,
but
that's the thing. You're so fucking tight.
yeah, so all the time. But I've got a photo of Pia when she was like 5 or 6 days old in our big king bed with so many blankets all over her with a bottle just like propped up on a pillow
Jessie
and she's going
used to do
hard.
that stuff. Yeah.
It's the cutest fucking photo ever. But like, it was the same thing when Michaela came back from the hospital, she was pale as fuck, and I was like, you need to fucking go back. There's something wrong with you. She went back, all that shit happened, and then I had Oakley for 5 to 8 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
not Oakley, Pia.
Yeah.
And she was a newborn kid, and I had to change the nappies, do the bottles, not
Yeah.
work, be home, which
Yeah.
is fine. Like, I didn't mind it, but it's like,
No, but it's another added stresses, and it's not what you fucking planned.
Yeah.
You planned to come home to be together as a family.
Yeah.
You are doting over your missus,
yeah,
wife, whatever that person is to you, and they're doting over the kid, and
Yeah.
like that's how it's meant to be. And you're meant to be spending time as a family. It's not meant to be
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
And sure as fuck, the mother isn't meant to be away from the baby. It's actually not good. It's really not good for the baby, and it's not good for the mum. Like,
yeah,
like mentally, but also like shit that goes on between the mum and your baby's telling your body how to make milk and what to do, and everything gets disrupted. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
What would be one or two key pieces of advice that you would give to mums that you would say helped you a lot through what you went through?
Let people
Fuck, good
help
question,
you.
man. Good
It was.
question.
It was a good question.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Accept the help.
Yeah,
Like, stop trying to be okay.
yeah,
It's okay to not be okay. And so with Teddy, right, her sleep was shocking. Like, I know people are like, my baby's not sleeping. Her sleep was fucked. Like, it was really, really bad from 4 months to 7 months. Got okay, and then it got really fucking bad again. Like, she was waking 11 times a night. Like, wouldn't take a bottle, wouldn't take Jessie, so it was just me.
yeah,
And like in those moments, it feels so heavy and you feel fucking trapped. There's no other
Yeah.
word other than trapped. But then you look back, like now I'm like, that feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I could like it wasn't that hard, but it is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard. And I feel like, because I really let myself get sucked into that part. Like I was really like, this is never going to fucking end.
yeah, yeah,
Da-da-da-da. So A, it does end. And like B, at the same time, how you're feeling is like valid. Like you're fucking tired, you're touched out, your titties probably hurt. If your titties don't hurt, you're trying to mix up a bottle really quickly because you're not breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So all the pressure. So like, yes, it's all valid, but at the same time, like it's not going to last forever.
yeah,
And I remember people saying that to me and me being like, shut the fuck up. Like I'm literally in a well and I'm trying to scrape my way out and I can't get out because I'm so fucking tired.
yeah,
But then you look back and you're like, oh, it's so weird. It's
Yeah.
such a fucking mental game being, and I can't say a parent because I can't speak from you guys, like a male's aspect, but like I'm sure it's the same. The like roller coaster, it's just always a roller coaster. And you would still even probably have it now. Like you don't know if one of the kids is going to come home and be bullied at school and it's
Yeah.
going to be a shitty night, or, you know, like you can have the best day and then they wake up from a nap or from school and it's been a shit day and it's just like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
100%.
emotions.
But it's also, I think that comes in with like the way you and Jessie like parent as well. Well, I mean, you guys have just Teddy, so it will probably be a little bit easy. But having 3 kids, it's like Michaela's the fucking hectic, like fucking stop, like 1, 2, 3, like that type of
It's
shit.
like herding sheep.
I'll come in the house
Yeah.
and I'm just like cruising. I'll chuck my white monster up on a thing and fucking peer and fucking whatever's
Have you
fighting.
been sponsored yet?
No, we
Fucking
better.
need to be.
Adam actually said the other day, he's like, when you get more cans, just stack them up.
Oh my God,
All
no.
there.
You should.
No.
Yeah, I'll just come in and then I can hear the kids like fighting. And because I have zero tolerance for yelling or counting or any bullshit like
Yeah.
that, because there's no point saying it.
Yeah.
Grab them up by the fucking legs or the neck, whichever one you want to. Don't
Yeah.
grab them up by the neck, please. Hands, fucking whatever. Like
Yeah.
I've literally picked up like Pia and Oakley
Yeah.
by the feet,
Yeah.
walked them to their bedroom, threw them on their bed, closed the door.
Yeah.
Not said a word, not said this, not said that. And I've said to Michaela, I was like, you need to stop counting because you're giving them that little bit
Leeway.
extra time.
To fuck around.
And then the other thing that pisses me off is she doesn't fucking count to 3. She doesn't get to 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, and then they stop because they know
Yeah.
that if you get to 3, then mum's going to go off. So,
Yeah.
let's stop. And then they do it again. 1, 2.
It's so hard, like parenting. And that's one thing I've noticed is like
And everyone parents like different.
so different.
Like I can't like go to you and be like, hey, the way you
Yeah.
fucking parent Teddy is dog shit.
yeah. Yeah.
Because what works for you is what
Exactly.
works for you.
And you know your children.
Yeah.
Like me with Teddy, I'm very, very big on. So when Teddy gets upset, whether it's a tantrum or she's hurt herself,
How many times do you flush your kids down the toilet?
toilet.
tissue curtain someone's back.
I don't have kids, right? So I'm just taking a back seat over here.
Sorry, Matt. Just trying to incorporate you in the conversation.
That's right.
I'll say my piece and then we'll get off the children's subject. But like with Teddy, she is not fucking listening. If she's crying, whether it's tantrum or hurt, she's not processing anything. So I've stopped trying to talk to her and I just comfort her and then I'll go through the motions of like, and she's only 15 months, but this is something I want to get in from the start because I remember, especially my dad, like I would be getting shouted at when I'm upset. You're not like my wall's up, I'm screaming, and then you're still trying to come at me. You're just bouncing off my wall. So with Teddy, What?
You just imagine Jesse bouncing off your wall. I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry. This is where my brain goes. I'm fucking retarded.
Oh my God.
It's like when on the first episode.
This is why he has 3 children. I knew you were going to bring this up.
The first episode where you said come like 500 times within a matter of, I literally sat there and I was like.
And then he voice noted me about it. And I was like, no one else is going to watch the comments flood in being like, we also thought that.
It's so, sorry. It's getting cut.
So yeah, I try and let it like bring her back down to earth. And then like, I'll say to her like, you know, you can't have that, or like, you're okay, does it hurt? Or like, however.
That was, shut up, bitch.
Quick, do it again.
Balls just dropped.
How do you calm Teddy down being a 15-month-old girl?
So if she's throwing a tanty, she flicks around really bad.
And so when you like pick her up, does she try and stretch out as far as possible?
Yeah, she also puts her arms up now, so she tries to slip through me holding
trying to do
her.
a backflip.
Which is fucking scary because she could slip through quite easily. So I'll just try and hold her. And if she's really thrashing around, then I'll just place her on the ground and she'll kind of roll around and I just like keep a hand on her and talk to her. Like, you're okay. But I'm not trying to be like, do you want spaghetti bolognese for dinner and are you going to pay tax when you're older? Like, you know, you know when people are like trying to... But she really chills out with a dummy as well, and I know that's not the best, but sometimes I'll just give her the dummy. Well, I'm like, for now, this is what we're conquering. In 3 months, whatever my fucking battle is then, I'll deal with it. Like,
that was the thing when because I think all three of the kids did it when they were having a tantrum. It was like you would like pick them up and try and calm them down, and then they would fucking skits out more. So like I would try and do like the gentle cuddle, and I'd be like, yeah, it's fine, and then they would fucking start doing that, and it would piss me off. So I'm like,
I know it's very triggering, hey, like, and to not, and you know what's funny? And I was thinking about it the other day because Teddy's in the hitting stage, so she'll hit you. Yeah.
Do you close palm fist her back?
I just swing it now.
I grab her by the fucking ankle.
I say to her, we don't hit. But when she first started doing it, I was like, anyone else, like, you know, if one of you slapped me in the face, I'd fucking slap you straight back. So it's really hard for your brain to be like,
Don't
you know
punch
what
your
I
kid
mean?
in the face.
Well, just don't even react like with like, stop it. You know?
Yeah.
Like she smacked mum yesterday. Mum was leaving and she smacked mum. And I said to Teddy, and because mum just copies me now, I said, we don't hit. So Nanny says to Teddy, we don't hit. And so she stands there and I said, say sorry to Nanny. And because she can't talk. So she's like,
yeah, they just spit fucking like yarns in their own language.
Mum goes, thank you. And I thought she could probably be like, I fucking meant it. Like, you don't know what she's saying.
There could be some other meaning. Like,
and I'd do it again.
Oh, fuck. All right, well, I think that was really good. That was nice.
We kind of just, this one was a little bit more lighthearted, but basically, fucked up shit happens, talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
accept the help.
Yeah.
Don't put a brave face on just because you think you need to be this brave warrior person.
Nowhere. Yeah.
Because one, you're just going to send yourself into a spiral of depression and hurt.
Yep.
2, you're probably going to drive yourself away from your other like person, because if Jessie was to come to you and go, hey, let me help, and you go, no, don't worry about it, all she wants is me. Yeah. And all Jessie is just going to say was, oh, okay, well, I'll just step back and not do anything, you know? And then he'll have this thing of, I'm not good enough to be.
Yeah, it's a roll-on effect.
Yeah. So you work off each other, bounce off each other, let the household and the energy of the household do its thing. Like, I'm sure, like, I fucking love you, Jessie and Teddy. Like, you guys are so amazing. It's the personalities that, like, you and Jessie are, like, you're both exactly the fucking same.
Do you know what's funny? I
And
always say,
I feel like Teddy, when Teddy like grows up, she's gonna be fucking hilarious.
bro, I always say, because she's crazy. She's really crazy and
Yeah.
she's fucking funny. She's actually really funny. And I always say to people all the time, oh, she gets it from her dad. And then someone said to me the other day, have you seen you? And I was like, she's fucked because we're both so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a good dynamic though. And I think after your recording last time, you were talking to Michaela and I was speaking about that Sabi clothing.
Yeah.
And I made that joke. I was like, oh, I've actually sent him a message or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like mine and Michaela's banter just goes back and forward. Like that's what like one thing as well that I would strongly recommend is like if you're in a relationship, have some banter.
Be your
like
partner's
best friends.
best friend. Fucking oath.
Yeah.
And Jesse and I, we don't fight often, right?
Same
At all.
same as me and Michaela.
But like we had a row yesterday, and because we have this family friend, she's 15, and she comes over a bit, and she messaged me, and she's like, "Can I come over?" It was her birthday, and I messaged her back, and I was like, "No," because I'm about to fucking jab Jesse in the throat. You know?
Dude's about to be on the fucking ground struggling for oxygen.
But we just, and because people will say, "Oh, you two fight like brother and sister," and I'm like, that sounds weird, but I'm like, we have that
Yes, it does.
relationship. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I can just turn around and be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Like-
Like you're not scared to say it, and
No,
Jesse's not scared to say it. Like,
exactly.
there's been so many times where with Michaela, she'll be listening to this, but when Michaela overthinks something, she'll send me a novel,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've gotten one over the past 200
Oh, we
years
do voice notes.
because you can't spell. Yeah,
Look,
same.
sensitive.
But she'll send me a novel, right?
Mm.
And I'm someone that not likes confrontation, but I'd rather speak to you in person.
Yes.
Because in that way, you know, I'm not fucking, oh,
Shit
blah,
gets
blah, blah, blah.
skewed on text message though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll like come home and I'll tell Michaela, I was like, I didn't read that message. Whatever the fuck you sent in that message, I just skip past it because one, I'm not spending 5 minutes trying to read this fucking thing because one, I can't read.
Yeah.
And two, I'm trying to figure out what fucking big words you've put in there because I don't know what that means.
She's quite intelligent.
She's just, yeah. And she uses it against me because I'm
big
stupid. Yeah. So I come home and I'm just like, yeah, it's time to be retarded. Fuck you.
Cat.
So then, like, yes, we fight. Every married couple will fight. But to have, like, the fact that I can come home and be like, babe, fuck you, you stinky cunt. And it's fine.
Yep.
Right? Like, me, you, and Regan were roasting out fucking Michaela last time.
Don't say that.
And this was at the gym. And I was like, it feels weird that I'm, like, that we're doing it, that Michaela's not here.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, it's a normal, regular thing that me
Yeah.
and Michaela do. So it's
Yeah.
not like I'm saying shit
Yeah.
that I wouldn't say to Michaela.
Yep.
It just felt normal.
But it's being comfortable in the relationship, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, yeah, I have, like, people say to me all the time, oh, I would never let my partner do that. And I'm like, I don't even fucking think twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I literally have no, like, oh, would he do this or would he do that? Or do I need to, I just don't have it.
You just don't care as well because you're like,
Doesn't
you're so
cross my
comfortable.
brain.
Yeah.
Like, I've been together with Jesse we had our 15-year anniversary the other week, and it's like,
Yeah. That was like Michaela went out last night and obviously like Michaela's a dole bludger. Well, she's not a dole bludger because she doesn't even get the dole anymore.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So she doesn't even have a gold punani.
Yeah.
Like it's like platinum. So it's
That
like pretty
platinum's
good.
more expensive
Yeah,
than gold.
right, yeah.
Silver or bronze, man.
So I was like, so I was like, yo, you're going out tonight. Like, do you have any money? She's like, no, I'm just not going to drink. And I was like, no, fucking like, use my card. Just got, and I was like, if I swear, because I get notifications on my watch.
Bing, bing, bing.
I was like, I swear to God, if I get a notification saying that you spent $150 in one transaction, I'm coming to find you and I'm knocking you out. You're not doing that. I was like, use the card. I don't mind if you use the card. Get drinks, have a good time, whatever.
Yeah.
But if there's one big lump sum, I was like, who you buying for?
Yeah, who you
You
shouting?
motherfucker. You don't shout at anyone
Yeah.
besides yourself. You can't.
See, I wear like that, and like Jesse will say that stupid stuff to me in town. We were going through Macca's and we had a brawl yesterday morning, and I said to him, "Shut up," because I was embarrassed because I was like, you know. So I said to him, "Shut up," and he goes, "Fuck you," and I'm like, "That's the first thing." And so we pull up at the window, and I'm like,
Yeah. Card, please. I feel like Jesse would be very similar. I hope he is. But one thing that I love to do, like, you know how you love awkward situations. I love to go into town and like make a scene out of nothing.
See, he won't do it on purpose, but he just does it. Like he does this thing called Rilla, where he literally gets down on all fours and will like gorilla around the house, and he'll jump from the floor to the couch. Like he moves. I don't know how he does it. He'll do shit like that in
He's a
town.
staunch little dude though.
He hasn't been to the gym in 15 years. No, in a while. But I said like
15 years.
no, not that long. I don't mean to be. I'm not bagging him out at all. But
Yes, you
I
are.
said to
You
him,
are.
well,
It's
no.
fine.
I said to him, like, you don't have the physical physique at the moment of like an athlete, but he can get up and boogie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, like if you see the old photos of him when he was going to the gym, like even he still retained a fair bit of muscle.
He does, and I feel like he's just one of those body types that he just has muscle.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, how are you moving that? How
like-
are you
you're
moving
like,
that
Damn, babe.
body around like that? You literally just flew through the air on all fours.
Jesse like flew. He turns back around. You're like, yeah. You're like, oh shit.
Literally, have I showed you the video of him backflipping across my back lawn? So Teddy's sitting there. She can't walk yet. He's propped her up, and he literally walks and he fucking flips like a couple times on the lawn, and then he walks back past her like this.
Like,
I started storching. I think I put it on my TikTok because I was like, what the fuck?
fucking love Jesse, man,
And
so
because
much.
like, it was on my security camera, so I was like, I got you, you little bitch. Oh, you have to have him on here because he's a funny
Yes,
prick.
Jesse.
Have you met Jesse?
No.
Okay.
Have you, bro? It's
Barely met you.
That's so funny.
We're cousins now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't like that.
Well, you're going to have to get used to it.
Well,
You
do
know,
the voice
usually-
every time I
You
see
don't
it.
have to choose your family, but here I am.
I have a choice to choose against it. I'm absolutely soaked.
I'm a little bit moist.
Wait, is the
under my
camera off?
armpits, but-
Fuck.
Because this is everyone's favourite segment. All right, is that titty milk? We don't know. Now, I cannot see a fucking thing. What we're going to do is Erin has 3 types of milk.
Yes.
We've got tartar milk, Hilo milk, and full cream milk.
And for the throw in jockey milk.
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure you'd be able to guess that, but so.
fire. Yeah,
All right, let's get it sorted.
let's get
Okay.
it done.
You're going to have to do the,
All
the
right, I'll
sorting.
do the honest.
Yes.
Would you like a palette between each milk?
Isn't
Are you
that
happy?
garlic? No, ginger?
It's just water. Oh.
Oh,
Just spit
okay.
it out.
We're
Yeah.
not a 5-star fucking restaurant.
No, you don't get a palate cleanser. Send him full
Hang
berries.
on, I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, calm down, calm down.
I can't see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to the
Yeah,
Intersect Podcast.
that's what you
everyone.
need.
Oh, that's a fat straw too. I don't know where the fuck it come from.
I'm going to bring all the milks over and place them around.
Yeah, I can't touch
Yeah,
it.
just
Don't
be,
move
don't
your finger
move.
or anything.
Yeah, just kind of sit still. It's almost
The
there.
straw's coming into your mouth.
All right, there you go.
Full cream, 100%. Yep. Full cream.
Okay.
Got a,
No, say.
it's got a fatty aftertaste.
Okay.
Yep.
Like
Straw is
JP.
coming to your mouth.
Sure is that?
Titty milk? Not Hilo.
Okay.
All right, and then
Yeah,
this
that's
is
nice. That second one numbed me.
So
well.
you think the first one is
Full cream. Second one, titty milk.
so full cream, titty
I
milk.
think.
Yep. All right, hands down. Oh shit! Oh no, they're up.
Why is it so sweet? Hilo? Have I said Hilo?
You said
No.
so you've gone.
That last one's my fave. That's Hilo.
Okay, so you think full cream.
I don't remember Hilo being so sweet though.
So you think full cream, titty milk,
Hilo.
Hilo.
Yep.
And then
Okay, you're gonna
Hilo.
lock those answers.
Yep. I'll lock them in.
Okay, you can
Do you want to
take-
try the chalky milk?
Yeah.
All right, turn my way. I've got the straw.
I don't trust this. This dude's got his cock out or something. Okay.
Yeah. All right, those behind you.
So is that the way I tasted them?
Yeah.
So the third one was city milk.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
It is.
You want to try some? It's actually really. It's
Well, we're going to
really
have to change up all the
humpy.
orders and go blindfolded again.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
What?
That'll be
So surprised.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, no. I can feel my nose smelling my brain. You tied it so tight. Holy fuck. You can smell my thoughts, Steph. Whoa. Do you have enough?
I do have a freeze.
Oh my god.
All right.
Imagine that. You can ice bath and titty milk.
Ready?
Slow.
So I'm gonna do the same thing, okay?
So anyone that is listening, make sure you go over to YouTube and watch this. I don't know if this will be getting.
Oh, my stash is not even long anymore. I don't have to do that.
done
Right.
in the-
Okay. Don't reach out.
Leave it. I haven't had milk in years, so
Milk is so good. They all
me
have
think.
like this kind of the same aftertaste.
that one was just so watery. Is that the high-low one?
So you have high-low, full cream, rest.
All right,
Yep.
I'm gonna keep that in
You
mind.
kind of look like the dude that has the sword and the big hat with the mo.
The sword and the big hat.
No,
Are
I'm too young.
we talking about the Princess Bride?
What the
I could be him.
Yeah. Okay. Straw.
You look super kissable right now, JP.
I'm gonna go. That one was full cream.
Have you locked one in?
No, not yet. I would have glue. Tastes like water, so I assume that's the high-low one.
Coming in.
Oh fuck.
You can
Um,
have a second.
nah.
taste if you feel the need.
It's
Nah,
hard,
I'm
hey?
gonna go. The last one was full cream. First one titty milk. Middle one high-low. We'll go with that.
Locking that in.
Yeah.
So you got the titty milk right?
You got the
Yeah.
high-low and full cream one mixed around.
Yeah.
Oh.
The middle one was right. You
Yeah,
did
but then
say
you changed
when you tasted it, you said, that's full cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because I was like, the first one tastes like absolute water.
But can you taste the sweetness?
I don't remember what they taste like, but I've lost it already.
Seconds ago.
Not really, to be honest.
See, I feel like it's the aftertaste.
I had titty milk last, didn't I? So I had high-low and then titty milk.
Yeah. No, you had high-low. Full.
And what did I have?
You had it this way.
Yep, so I had it that way.
Yeah. So I think,
1, 2, 3.
yeah.
And it's titty milk.
Damn. Erin's got some nice taste in titty milk. It's sweet.
Tell Teddy that. She
Teddy, don't be ungrateful, all right? Thank you so much for coming on for a second episode.
Thank you.
We and you have had a lot of feedback from your episode, and apparently we left it on a cliffhanger, which wasn't our intention. It was just super fucking hot in here, and we wanted to get the fuck out.
And-
That was Erin's second episode, part 2 of losing an organ but gaining a baby. But no, thank you. If you ever want to come back on just to after your trip around Australia or
That'd be cool.
throw some fucking...
They ain't coming back.
No, I'd have some life experience then.
But no, thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely amazing.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for drinking my juices.
That's all right. It's been... Well,
Well,
Don't put that on there. Don't put that on there.
just calm down, all right?
Yuck.
the juices were nice. Titty milk.
Titty milk was
And-
flowing.
Yeah, hopefully this inspires any mums out there to want to open up and share their story because sometimes opening up, joking about it, bringing light to it makes it a little bit easier to cope with.
Yep.
Fuck, I'm good at
JP
this
can
shit.
really relate as well, and he has some
Yeah,
big
I've been a
opinions
bit
on it.
quiet. These are going on about birth and parents and stuff. I'm just a baby.
I'm just me. It's just
I was
me.
born.
over here.
He was born yesterday.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a license or an ID.
But no, if you guys loved this episode, make sure you give us a follow make sure you go give Erin a follow on TikTok as well because she's absolutely slaying it on
You'll be
there.
seeing my travels.
Go follow her with her travel around Australia. That would be wicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, go follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Links will be all below.
Yep.
Again, if you want to open up or if you want to come on the podcast, if you live locally or if you want to do a Zoom call or fucking some shit like that and you want to just open up,
Anything is possible.
yeah. Slide into our DMs. We will reply back.
Yes.
In 2 to 5 business days.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, also follow us on Instagram.
Intersect Podcast.
Thanks, man. Can you
The email is intersect.pod24@gmail.com.
at hotmail.com.
I need to
Make
go
sure,
home.
make sure you go over to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go follow all of our social medias at the Intersect Podcast or Intersect Pod. We do have a TikTok, email intersect.pod24@hotmail.com.
Thanks for watching.
That was perfect.
What?
so fucking weird.
That will fucking hurt tomorrow.
Oh, you flash. Look, I did the same thing. I just connected.
And then we will